talk Consi rolling out here.
That's the number 94 right there. Good look at Jeremy Stevens, driver out of Tennessee. The 404 junior, this is Zach Pitts. There's the 444, Darren Bettinger. And behind him, there's the 537 of Ben Coulter. That's the Pryor machine, 757 Zach Pryor. And there's a good look at Eddie Palak. Same shade of gray was on sale in 2 different states.
Yeah.
That was the 927 we were talking about. It was just coming into view. Yeah. Clearly got a run on it.
I sort of remember the car, but I guess we didn't talk about it too much, and I apologize for that. Try to highlight as many drivers as we can here.
That's Matt Nance pulling it. Matt Nance.
No, Matt Nance, you were right. I was wrong.
14Z was Zach Duncan. There's the sudden impact machine.
Gives you an idea of the scope of this track here this weekend, how long it is.
260 plus feet's a long way.
It is a big distance.
Well, how many times have we seen, especially in mod and kicker classes, where 2 cars lock bumper to bumper and somebody flexes some muscle and shoves the other car up onto the blocks or up into the berm or whatever? We didn't even see that on opening night when we saw some of those mod cars. And then yesterday, they would try to.
Yeah, couldn't get
but
there.
there was just no wall to reach.
They ran out of momentum before they could get there. You got to use the sidewalls for that. The track's a little bit more narrow than it is long. So
75 feet side to side.
these guys.
Stevens, Pitts, and 12 of their closest friends looking for 8 qualifying spots.
Yeah. Here at demo.com, coach.com, going to start things off for the final day of champions here at the Bash for Cash. Oh, it's hard to believe it's coming to an end. You know, it's one of our most grueling weekends as far as our side of things, but it's also super rewarding.
It's nice to be back. I mean, I know I've said that, and I don't want to be redundant, but it's really, really fun to be back here once again. And Smash is going to be busy. They're going to turn things around and go right into Street Stock Madness next weekend at Washington Courthouse, their big team show. So they're kicking off the season with a fast-paced start. We got a lot of cars to smash, though, through the course of today. It's actually been broken into morning session A, and then evening session, or morning session, afternoon session A, and afternoon session B, with a little bit of a break in there for the drivers' meeting for the kicker cars.
Right. And for that afternoon session into evening, we'll be live through the whole thing. It won't be a pause in there. So you may see some extra video or stuff like that, or we'll do some other stuff. But there hopefully won't be too long of a break during that drivers' meeting and whatnot.
Looks like we're ready to go. That's weird. 14 cars all had trouble finding reverse.
I don't know if we didn't have them all on the view or not, but I counted 12. Maybe 14 on our list. Tough break for a couple drivers already.
524 in the center of the track. Trent Dickus, number 524. Riley in a mid-90s Lincoln in the 927 working on the track. Sudden Impact, a entry of the same variety there.
More subdued start here to this Consi as these drivers know that they've got less to work with and they want to have a little bit left for the feature event. You have to wonder if the officials will let it fly at this pace or if they'll make some changes. I think personally you have to give some leeway to Consi cars, but as long as they're making good contact. Got a flag on the play here. Took a bumper off right here in front of us, I think.
So it might have been at risk of, yeah, there it is. At risk of redundancy, it used to be kill or be killed, and now it's sort of wait or be waited out.
Oh, watch out for our cables, please. Oh boy. Yikes.
That could have had a far worse outcome.
That definitely could have been bad for us.
We're going to be watching the rest of this heat off the drone. Back at it. I get it. You're out there with 12 cars and you're only looking for 4 of them to fall off. It's all about risk mitigation at this point.
Yeah.
Less you got to fix, less you got to worry about. Yeah.
Sudden Impact machine tried to get some space to himself down here on the left side of the track. Got turned a little bit sideways. They're kind of working over now. Some action down on the right side of the track.
Yep. Getting after it a little bit more here. A lot of these engines starting to pick up some RPM. That's Pryor in the 757 putting a shot on Stevens. Stevens pulling out. I think Stevens had the freshest car out there. Had maybe 1 or 2 wounds of war from earlier in the weekend, but it didn't appear that there was anything major that car had been through. I don't remember if anything, any type of mechanical failure had befell that car during the qualifying rounds, but nonetheless the car looking pretty good out there at present as he's being picked on. This is 404 Junior Zach Pitts working with Trent Dickus in the number 524. There's Stevens, number 94. looks like we do have one car that is out now over there against the fence. That's the 14Z, Zach Duncan, Pennsylvania driver. The orange and black colors, looks like he's all done.
He had a lot to fix.
There's a minute ago we were down here at the vantage point near the track entrance, and we could see that number 14 of Duncan dead along the wall. It looked like he was just about down the other end of the track. Then we cut down to this side of the track, and you can see he was only about halfway there.
Yeah.
Give you some scale of how big this track is.
There's some scale for you. He's literally at the halfway point. Stand's starting to fill now.
Yep. Yeah. Proverbial Demolition Derby dinner bell is ringing. You hear V8s on the track, and everybody flocking on the stands.
Demolition Derby dinner bell. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Back end folding in over itself there on the sudden impact machine. That's Justin Murray. You can see those rails starting to get the crossover happening. And that's Wiley, number 927. Sudden impact starting to tune things up, getting chased down by Wiley. Wiley with a dog track effect in full swing. Ends up hook shot in that back around and catches the right rear corner of the sudden impact ride. That's Pitts, still working in the middle of the track, 404 Junior. Trent in the 524 barreling back into the mix. It's the 537 entering the fray as well. Ben Coulter, you see the back end. 90 degrees at the base of those arches, back up into the window.
This track, run in. 97 turned it up a little bit, made some good contact.
TJ Ousley in that number 97. Bad spot to be for Stevens against the blocks down there.
And they come down as they smell blood in the water.
Absolutely. Stevens, it looked like he was taking a minute sort of to survey, and Pryor backed off of him, and he didn't pull forward to give up the door, but he didn't pull backwards, and then all of a sudden it went from surveying to urgency. He had to get out of there.
Yeah, realized he was in the place he did not want to be.
Trent Dickus in that 524 starting to steam pretty heavy out there in the middle of the track. There's Palick in the 77. It's only the second or third Crown Vic that we've seen this weekend that's got that style roll. It almost looks like he's got a double notch in the frame, and it's doing the slow arch up versus getting that bumper to flip over and snap right up to that window bar.
Yeah. The GH Graphics red flag on the track here.
Check it on the Stevens machine.
Something's gone wrong there. He wants out of the car. Oh. Yeah, that's not healthy.
Nope. Never want to have that out of a battery box.
No, we were just talking about how to mount them in different places and what could go wrong.
I like to be optimistic, talk about all the things that can go right, but it's undeniable. Something there went wrong.
Yes. I mean, you're still being positive. You're positive something went wrong. 2 down, 2 to go. Impact Every Products trackside cam showing you what the efficiency from the sidelines.
How many bad battery jokes are we willing to put up with? Because there's positives and negatives to both of those.
Your humor is electrifying.
Uh-huh.
Your humor is electrifying. Really getting me amped up. Driver's side steering broken on the old 97 machine.
Oh. Moving left corner on that one. At this point, it really doesn't seem like that change in temperature has affected anything. Change in humidity hasn't really had an impact on anything. I think it'll be those pre-run cars that we see that sort of play into a little bit more. A little bit of steam here and there, but at this point, nobody really ailing. They have a checkered flag in hand, cheering on.
That particular official.
Egging on the crowd, I guess.
Yeah, he wasn't given a green flag, so he waves the checkered one quite a bit. I'd imagine it is kind of confusing for the driver.
He's a born winner. Winner vibes only.
Throttle's being pressed a little bit more urgently now.
And it doesn't look like much, but that shot against the wall is a hard hit to take.
Yeah.
And it stretches things and bounces things that were just never meant to between the hard parts of the car and the squishy part behind the steering wheel.
97 cranking her over, trying to get it to fire.
Stevens out in the 94, the 14C of Duncan out there at the top of the track. A couple of cars starting to see some ignition problems, or at least some stress in the starting system as they go silent. And then steering issues there on that old 97 for TJ.
Products trackside cam.
Oh, bad spot to be in right there.
TJ's really fighting that steering now.
Now his control arm's overheating.
Ooh, swinging almost a miss, and there goes a roof sign.
Yikes. It's a 4-0.
Have we wound down here? He's waving the checkered flag again. NLRDerbyParts.com red flag as we get our qualifiers.